but I do need to see that it's working. Well, I'll just go ahead and start. Hopefully somebody will throw in the chat down there so I know everything's working properly. So first off, before we get into eBay things right off the bat, there's a couple of different things that I wanted to address that subscribers had asked questions about. And I've got some different notes up here so I can hopefully keep on track. So I had someone ask me about their contractor, and they want to know if this side hustle they're considering is actually a good thing or not. And he watches people buy used furniture and things like that, refinishes it and sells it. And he's not sure if the ROI, the return on investments, it's a good investment. He also knows that there's going to be some heavy things that he's going to have to sell locally and things like that. So that really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a very few items, big ticket, and you're not trying to set up a passive type of an income, the ROI is not, it's giving you something to do. It's not that big of a consideration. So that was one of the things. Another one, who was actually a failure at retirement. Hey, Buzz is here. I see you in the chat. We've got a couple. But anyway, failure at retirement, another guy that we all watch, or not all of us, but some of us watch. He asked a couple of different things. He said, he asked if I could get into some more detail about how you get the boxes and the shipping labels and the printers and things like that. We'll talk about all those things tonight. And then another one, he said, failure told me, he said that YouTube is not putting my videos in a subscription feed. And I know why, and I did this on purpose, but I'm switching it back. So I learned from a channel who teaches how to explode YouTube channels, basically how to get them going, that when you first start out and you'll put different kinds of videos out there and you'll get subscribers off of those. And later on, you start putting out different type of content. And when you start putting out that different kind of content, when you fill out your video to post, it asks you, do you want this sent out to all of your subscribers? And this channel told me that if you do that, if you check mark it and you get onto a subject that you really like I have now, side hustles and retirement, that's what I really enjoy. And I set out a video, and it goes to subscribers who followed me because of a video that I put out that has nothing to do with side hustles. So when they keep getting notified over and over that they're getting side hustles from me, they unsubscribe. Well, when you're gaining, heading towards your 1,000 subscribers, that hurts. So I started unchecking that box. So what happens is YouTube's algorithm starts searching for your audience. And when they find your audience, for side hustles, for instance, your channel starts growing, and mine definitely did. It took off, and I'm almost at 2,000. I think by tomorrow I'll be at 2,000 subscribers. But anyway, that's what happened, and I've switched that now. So you should start seeing them in your feed, because I don't have any danger, I don't think, of falling underneath that 1,000 subscribers. But anyway, that's why that happened. So eBay, that's what we're going to focus on mainly tonight. And I know, and Buzz is here, Buzz's Retirement Garage. You guys ought to check him out. a lot of people have tried eBay in the past and things and just dabbled in a little bit. But if you go after it as a legitimate side hustle, it can make you a lot of money. And I use eBay basically as a base. And now my YouTube channel is going to turn into another base. So I've got two bases to work with. And then I also have all my other little side hustles coming in on the side of that. So everybody can hear me, I hope. Buzz, you're here. I hope you can hear, because I'm not seeing, I don't know. I mean, it's the second one I've done. I'm not sure I have this set up right, but I think I do. So anyway, I'm glad you're here. Glad you guys are here. First, I want to tell you, why would anybody even think about listening to this old guy about eBay? I joined eBay in July of 1999. So I've been selling on there for a long period of time. And I didn't really seriously go after it, probably maybe the last 7 or 8 years, something like that, that I started taking it seriously. And when I say taking it seriously, I have it set up like a store. Now, it's in the retail business, so you have to be professional and you have to handle things professionally. Well, when I started doing that with eBay, things started clicking more and more and more. So I would definitely recommend to get past that dabble stage and into running it as a legitimate business. I mean, it will definitely change for you. The other thing is eBay is a huge marketplace. I mean, there are just tons of buyers and sellers, but there's tons of buyers that go in on eBay to look for all kinds of stuff. And another thing too, before I get going on this too far, you'll see that it's going to be very difficult, very difficult to go into a really deep dive on these procedures and things on live stream. But I will have some different, detailed videos and things coming up on all of the details just to help you along. And then also somebody's been asking about mentorship, and I'm working on the membership part. So anybody that wants any type of special mentorship, I'll have that set up shortly. But anyway, away from that, basics. Anyone can sell on eBay. It's not difficult. Sign on, set up an account. Very simple. But there's certain things that will sell on eBay, and there's certain things that won't, or not easily. They need a different platform. So in my notes, and I will keep referring to these because it's hard to keep your mind straight on live stream compared to your notes when you're sitting by yourself and just writing things down. But anyway, for instance, any type of a common item, anything that's a common thing that you may come up with that you need, any type of a tool or any basically anything. A lot of people go there for antiques and collectibles too on eBay. But there's some things that it's not, you can still sell these things, but it's not conducive to eBay. For instance, someone was asking, if you hand make an item, like this guy has a 3D printer and he wants to hand make bird feeders. That's not the place I would be putting it. That's not on eBay. I would be putting that on Etsy, because people go to Etsy to look for handmade items to give for gifts. And I sell on Etsy, and that's the marketplace for it, not eBay. Now, the other thing is, if you have something big and it's heavy, hey, Chris, welcome from Dallas. Okay, so anyway, if you've got something big and heavy and you don't want to ship it, that type of thing, then look at Facebook Marketplace or maybe even Craigslist so you can sell it locally. So eBay is not for everything. Like I was saying, the guy with the bird feeder, I don't think that would be the place for it. Etsy would be the place for a handmade bird feeder somebody would buy for a gift. So just keep in mind different platforms for different things. Now, I've used this a lot. People ask me, I've been asked many times about how complicated it is. And oh my goodness, there's so many steps and all this. Now, this is going to seem silly to you, but don't miss the point. So just consider the very first time that you made an egg. First time, never done it. You go in, for me, it was my mom. She had to show me which pan to use, not the pots. This pan, this is one you need. Go get the spatula. So you go in and you pull the spatula out, and now what? What do I do? Well, you got to get the oil so the egg doesn't stick in it. So you go get the oil. Then you put the oil in. Well, you put it on medium heat. Now it's got to be medium. You don't want it hot. So now you've got to go get your pan. Got to get the spatula. Got to get the oil. You got to put it on medium heat. Now what? Well, take the egg out, crack it on the edge of the counter or on the edge of the pan, and then dump it into the pan and listen to the sizzle. Watch the sizzle. The whole point is, guys, it's steps. You learn each step, and you end up finding out you learn 15 steps to fry an egg, for crying out loud. It's the same thing with anything. If it's eBay, or if it's Amazon, or if it's with print on demand, or whatever it is, just understand you learn the steps and move on. That's all. So just keep that in mind. You'll be glad that you did later, because it comes up in life. I don't care what it is. You have to learn the steps. And once you learn the steps, piece of cake. I mean, you go fry an egg in a heartbeat. So another one. Somebody said it's expensive. Sorry, Buzz, I'm too new at this to keep catching the chats here. Let me read this real quick. Wow. You run into all kinds of stuff out there. So anyway, people, this comes up all the time. Isn't it expensive to use eBay? Oh, their fees are so high. You're going to hear this. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about their fees first. For most categories that eBay has, they do charge a fee. It's 13.25%. So that's for most items. Not all items. There are some items that, well, for instance, musical instruments, it's only 6.5%, if I remember right. So it depends on which category you're selling in. That's one. There's also two other fees. There's a listing fee. It's 35 cents to list it. And to me, that's comical. I'll tell you why in a minute. And then there's a final value fee, which is 40 cents. If it's over $10, if it's under $10, it's 30 cents. So anyway, 30, 40 cents for a final value fee. You guys know, many of you know, that I ran brick and mortar store for decades. Compared to a brick and mortar store, are you kidding? That's a bargain. eBay's a bargain. So just think about what they'll do for you. First off, you get to put your items out on a huge marketplace that they run. That's number one. You're getting this huge marketplace. Second thing, they track everything for you. They'll track all of your sales and everything, all your tax stuff. They track it all. Second, they handle the credit card processing. Now, in my store, I had to pay for the credit card processing. And a lot of times when you go to some stores, they'll say that there's an extra fee if you're putting on a credit card. They handle all of that. They're paying that. They're taking care of that out of that fee. And then this is the big one. This is huge. Think about this. Consider it. You've got this huge marketplace. So you're selling all over. I shipped something today internationally, which is great. I'll tell you why here in just a minute. But they collect the sales tax from your sales. They pay the sales tax in all those different jurisdictions all around the country and world. I don't have to do that. Think about that. If you're selling something and it's going to wherever, Wichita, and the sales tax is calculated in that instance on them and not where I'm located, I have to know how much their sales tax is by their address. That would be such a nightmare. You don't have to worry about that. eBay tracks all of those things. All you do, list, pay their fee, collect your money. And at 13.25%, I think it's a bargain. So anyway, that's hard. Hard to pass up. The compared to how I used to have to do it with brick and mortar, I don't understand how people can even consider it. Although they've never looked into brick and mortar, they would know, your rents and your overhead as far as gas and electric and every month. I mean, it's crazy. So here's another one that people will ask. What about shipping? That's the white elephant in the room. So it's good for you once you become an eBayer, because you'll find out what that does. That fear of shipping keeps people away. They don't want to join eBay because they're afraid of the shipping. Shipping, it's not hard at all. Not hard at all. Remember my egg analogy? Learn the steps. Once you learn the steps, it's a piece of cake. It's not hard at all, but it keeps a lot of people away from selling on eBay. And that can be a good thing for you. It's less competition for you when you're selling an item. So, what all's needed? What do you have to have? You have to go set up an account. But as far as selling something, you need a camera. I use my phone. An iPhone is what I have to take your pictures of your item. You're going to need a way to ship it to someone. So you're going to need some boxes and some packing paper and tape, things like that. There's always going to be other things that you're going to want to get into later to make life easier. For instance, I've got a paper tape machine sitting on my shipping counter over there. Absolutely love that thing. And that's that reinforced paper tape that cuts it clean and makes a really nice looking package. But anyway, you don't need that. You need to be able to tape up your package, and then you need to make a label. 2 ways doing that. Use the printer that you have hooked to your desktop at home, and you can print the label and put tape over it, put it on the box, put the tape over it, and ship it out. Or, and I would highly recommend, if you start selling on eBay, you want to do this. Get a label printer, one that's made for printing labels. Now, originally, I started out with a Dymo. Big name, and it worked okay. And I thought it was great. And then I learned about the Rollo. And of course, I'm always going to put links down about what I use. And being an Amazon affiliate, you all need to know that if you click a link, you're going to go to Amazon. Amazon's going to pay me for sending you there. But and that's a whole nother story. But anyway, the Rollo printer has worked flawlessly. It never makes a mistake. And it's a thermal printer. So I don't have to buy any kind of ink or anything like that. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Let me get my mind back here. So been getting a lot of attention on some of these videos, people wanting to know different things. I mentioned sell-through rate, and boy, a lot of people ask me about that in their email on me. And by the way, if you need to contact me through email, it's info@repairsrule.com. So anyway, your eBay app, the one that's on you download it from the App Store, and on you log in to your account on your eBay app, and you can get just tons of information using that app. So I wanted to, I'll show you here in just a moment, but anyway, it's got all the information you need to search. When you go out and you're searching for different things, you can scan something or read off of it and type it in what it is, and it will show you the listings. It'll show you how many listings and what they're selling for. Like I mentioned on another video, what they're selling for, what they're asking for is of no consequence. It doesn't matter. And like I said on the other video, I don't want to repeat, but some people haven't seen that it's just like on real estate, which by the way, I have a real estate license too. But anyway, it's just like in real estate. You can ask anything that you want for your house, anything, but that doesn't matter. What determines if the selling price on your house is what the other houses in your area are selling for. So on eBay, what you want to do, you scan it or you look it up, look the item up, and you find out that there's 100 listings, and you go check and see how many are sold. You click your filter and you go look, see how many are sold, and let's say 50 have sold. That means 50 have sold in the last 90 days. So if you're looking to take that item and you price it in the middle of what they're selling for, you can count on, just bank on it, that you may own that for the next 6 months before it sells. It has a 50% sell-through rate. There's 100 listings, only 50 have sold. So you're going to have it for a while before you sell it. So the eBay app is absolutely wonderful to have. And the sell-through rate is the number one thing that will keep you making a lot of money and a lot of turns on eBay. What everybody does, I did too, you get carried away. And I mentioned it again on a different story, was it's like a metal detecting and there's pennies everywhere. Trust me, when you start doing this and you take your eBay app out and you start looking up items, you're going to find $5 profit items where you can clear $5 everywhere. They're everywhere. So you go, this one's worth $10, and you start buying. Well, you end up finding out that the hunt is more fun than the grunt part, the listing part. So you start bringing things home, and that pile, because you're not listing as fast as you're buying, grows. And it's a debt pile. And a lot of eBayers call it, I think mistakenly, they call it a death pile. And I think somebody made a mistake real early on. Death pile makes no sense, but a debt pile does. And that's what happens. And it will grow. You don't want to let it get ahead of you. You want to keep listing. And the reason why it grows is because you learn. You find out, you're out there and you're hunting and you're finding $10 profit items. You're finding them and you're buying this stuff and you're only paying, $2 for it, and you can profit 10 and you're bringing it home, and that pile's getting bigger. And then you learn, hey, I'm finding a lot of $20 profit items or $40 profit items. Well, you'll buy those and you'll get those listed, but you don't list those ones that you're not making as much money on. And you find out that you did not watch the sell-through rate on some of those. So you buy it, say, look, there's there's 50 listed for $500, but there's not been one sold in the last year. So you're putting your money out and the stuff's sitting. So you have to be careful of that. So people ask me, what do I look for? I'll sell all kinds of stuff, but I like what I'm familiar with. So that means, things like the tools and any kinds of electronics and things like that, golf clubs, things like that, I'll buy because I'm familiar with them. And I like buying that. I don't want to go out and buy women's shoes. I mean, that has no interest. So I don't even look. I go buy other things. So I brought one out here. I'm going to show you. This is an example. And I can't go real deep because I can't jump on the computer easily. I'm not far enough along in this to do that, but I will do it on a video. A lot of you probably know what this is. This is a mag light. This is a 2-cell mag light. And you can see here that I paid $1.98 at a Goodwill for it. You always, anything like this, you want to open it up, look, and make sure that the batteries didn't blow up in it, and you've got a lot of corrosion and issues in that way. You always want to check that. Once I get them home and they're clean, I'll put batteries in, make sure that they work, and they do work. So I looked this up. I bought this a long time ago. This has actually been out in my shop just in case I needed it out there. So anyway, I paid $2 for this, and it will sell for fairly quick. I mean, it's got about 100% sell-through rate. So 100 listings and there's 100 solds. But on this item, I think there's like 700 listings and 700 solds. But they sell all the time for about $15 to $17. This one's in really nice shape. I don't think I'll have a bit of problem selling that for $17. Now, even though I'm paying 13.25%, you also, if you're using their calculated shipping, you're going to make a few dollars on the shipping too. So, and I can explain that on another video. You need to take a look at that. So I laid $2 out. I can use that flashlight. I can use this for 3, 4, 5 years and then sell it for a lot more than what I paid for it. So, yeah, eBay's a sweet deal. Let me check my chat here for a second and grab a drink. I talk so quick with this stuff. I get excited about it because this is the passion of mine. This side hustle stuff, and eBay's one of them. I can just go on a long time with it. I'm sorry for the pause here. Okay, so first buzz on yours, finishing up on yours. For me, yes, absolutely. I would have refunded her because, and again, this has to do with dealing with the public in a retail setting for 40 years. I learned a long time ago to pick your battles. And there's certain things when you're running a business, and it can be a business of any kind, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's better when you run into an issue. The issues come so seldom. I mean, very, very seldom. Take care of it and move on. Just think of it as like a cost of doing business. When I was in the retail, as most of you know, I mean, we spent just boatloads of money on yellow page ads. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month, yellow page ads. Well, we put an ad in the paper that could cost whatever, a couple $100. We had no idea if it was going to produce anything. And many times it didn't. So that was a gamble that I took. So if something came up with eBay, And I'm concerned about it. Now, I'm not a pushover. And in fact, I just had my first negative feedback for, oh, shoot, 8 years. Haven't had any. But what happened on this situation, just so you know, eBay does not like feedback hostage taking or fraud. So, in other words, somebody says, if you do this, I'll leave you positive feedback. Insinuating if you don't do what they're wanting you to do, they're going to leave you negative feedback. So, on this item that happened to be, it was a record player that I was selling four parts, and it cleared, no returns, four parts. So this guy buys it, and he's using feedback. He said he wanted me to double box it and pack it in a certain way. And red flags are going off everywhere. And he says, and if you'll do that, I'll leave you good feedback. Insinuating if I don't jump his hoops, he's going to leave me negative feedback. Well, talking to the wrong guy. I'm sorry, I'm not jumping through your hoops. I just canceled the order, and it'll probably just go in the trash. It's not worth messing with. If he wanted to leave me feedback, and I've been 100% positive for years, do it. He did. eBay looked at it, and eBay decided not to remove it. Sometimes they do remove it if they think that the guy's in the wrong. This one, I don't know why they didn't remove it, but I don't really care. I found that over time, now it's not good if you have low approval in your feedback. If you're 70%, 80%, it gets kind of sticky if somebody's going to buy from you because they have a choice buying from you or somebody with 95% feedback. They're not, I mean, that's an issue. So you don't want to run into that all the time. But still, I don't usually mess with things that I always give them the benefit of the doubt too. And usually it works out. It just works out. And you can sleep at night, just let it go and move on. So that's what I would have done, Buzz. Sorry for the long explanation. Doug, set up a personal store. Did set up a personal store? Did you go with actual store with LLC? Well, if you're talking about my retail business, yeah, it was an LLC from long time ago. And everything that we've done, all the side hustles that we've done, we always put it under the umbrella of that LLC. So you'll see different places where they'll say, you know, XBC LLC doing business as Fred's Bikes. So he's got Fred's Bikes under that LLC. And we've always done it that way. And our tax accountant has no issues. So that's what happens. I mean, we always run everything, all of these different side hustles under that LLC. And how much protection they have, I don't know. Have to talk to an attorney about it. But I do know that it does give you a level of protection. So they can come after the assets of the LLC, but they can't come after your own personal assets. But anyway, that's how I understand it. So anyway, with finishing up here with eBay stuff, I can do a lot of detailed information on videos. I mean, I can pull up my screen and show you how to scan lists, do all that, and I'll do that for you. But if you've got different questions that you haven't seen answered by someone, let me know. Oh, the eBay store. Thanks, Doug. Get me back on track. Okay, yeah, eBay stores. I have two stores, and I think they call the one the starter store, and then the next one's basic store. Those are the two that I have. When you don't have to have a store first to sell on eBay. Anybody can go sell. But if you go list this on eBay, they'll give you breaks with different stores. So, for instance, that little 35-cent fee for listing, if you've got a store, you don't pay that. And I know that doesn't sound like much until you list 100 items, and then things start adding up. You know, um, so that fee is gone. They give you a really nice. Well, back up. If you become what they call a top seller, and there's certain metrics that you have to hit to be a top seller, they give you a discount on your fees. So instead of, and I don't know what it is, I don't really care because I'm going to sell it anyway. But it's like if it's normally 13.25% and I am top seller status, mine's 12%. So they'll give you a little perk for being a good seller on the platform. So here's the big one, though. If you go to the basic store, let me grab a drink. You don't get this with the starter store, but you do get it with the basic store. Every quarter, every 3 months, they give you a $25 coupon to use on buying boxes from them, the eBay boxes like you've seen on my thumbnails and so on. So instead of being, a $30 bundle of 25 boxes, I get to apply that $25 coupon to it, and it cost me $5 with free shipping. So that's kind of nice because you're going to use supplies anyway. So by having that, it cuts down on how much. I've got a stack of different boxes. Now, they're not always under $25. I mean, there's some of the boxes over here that are, $50 for 25 boxes, $2 a box, but I can still apply my $25 coupon to those. So, but anyway, hey, Sky Luke, how you doing? Start working on t-shirts, design, learning about print on demand with Printful. Cool. Our graphic designer. Yeah, Etsy can be, yes. I sell some t-shirts off of Etsy. On print on demand, boy, there's so much to tell. I'm not going to get sidetracked, guys, too far off of eBay, but let me address this real quick. On print on demand, the very first thing I would do, if any of you are interested in that, go to Amazon. It's called merch, MERCH, .amazon.com, and apply. That's the first thing you want to do. It's by invitation, and they're going to look at your channel. They're going to look at you and what kind of presence you have. And if you have what they're looking for, they will send you an invitation to join Amazon merch. And Amazon's such a huge marketplace that people will find you. For sure, they're going to find your t-shirts. On Etsy's a different type of platform. You need to advertise in some way, somewhere, on your social media, on Facebook pages or on a YouTube channel, or some way to send traffic to your t-shirts over on Etsy. Same thing with eBay. You can sell t-shirts on eBay. The nice thing about eBay and Etsy, if you're using Printful, which, guys, I'm an affiliate for just about everybody you can imagine. If you're interested in joining, setting up any accounts with any of these places, please just help me out. Tell me what you're looking for, and I'll send you an affiliate link so you can join through my account. But anyway, eBay and Etsy both they have integration programs. So what that means is, with Printful, you can go to Printful and tell them you want to integrate with Etsy, Same thing with Etsy. You want to integrate with Printful, they will do that integration for you. So for me, for instance, somebody will go to Etsy and they'll buy one of my t-shirts. Etsy lets me know, they'll send me an alert, you sold a t-shirt, but it's out of my hands right then. What happens, Printful is monitoring Etsy because they're integrated. They see that Etsy sold one of my shirts, so the order automatically, I don't have to do anything, goes to Printful. Printful makes the shirt, packages the shirt, and sends it to the customer, and then sends me a bill for the wholesale cost of that shirt. It's all seamless, and I've got an account set up at Printful, so they can just take their $10 or whatever the wholesale costs, and I end up netting whatever $8 or $9 on the sale. So print on demand is really smooth way to have a side hustle that's passive, but there's some work and some learning. Remember my egg analogy, you need to learn the steps, and then it just takes care of itself. On Amazon, for instance, and I'll show this on a video sometime, I get payments from Amazon every month, and I only have 40 designs up. That sounds like a lot. It's not a lot. I mean, you can, if you sit down and you're planning on doing that, you can make up however 6-10 designs in a day without any problem. But anyway, I have 40 designs up. I get deposits into my account every month. There's been a couple in the wintertime that it didn't, but most of the time I get deposits in. So I was just showing a friend this the other day. He telling him, you really need to set up this print on demand stuff. And I had him pick. I pulled up a month. I said, pick one of those t-shirts. He picks one, and I run it back and show him that I designed that. I uploaded that in 2016. I mean, I put it up 9 years ago, and I just got paid. They just keep selling. It's a machine that just keeps working, but you have to set it up in the beginning. So highly recommend looking at print on demand as a side hustle. So I hope that helps, and I will do more videos about that. Okay, so yes, Doug, back to you with my stores. So I have a basic store that I don't even remember what I get. I get like 500 listings or 1,000 listings that I'll never do. I'm not that interested in making it that big, but I think it's 1,000 listings and there's no insertion fees. But I ran into a situation. I like to go to Florida in the winter. So I had a problem. I didn't want to shut my store down for months and just dry it up because 2 reasons. My wife and I, we love the hunt. The hunt is a blast out there searching for those deals. And when you find one, you think, oh, wow, that's cool. My wife came up to me one time in a thrift store, and she knows, and by the way, we haven't talked about this yet, my goal, and everybody needs to set their goal. Let me tell you this first. Set your limit. You know, $5 profit on an item, $10, $20. Set your limit and then hold to that the best you can. And there's going to be times where you got $20 is the minimum you want to earn, but you're going to find something for 19 and you'll go, then you'll go ahead and get it, add it to your debt pile. Mine's 10 times my money. So if I'm going to spend $10, I want a $100 item. So that's what I go for. And we're in a thrift store. We're in Florida. And my wife knows I like 10 times my money. And she comes up with this, and I don't ever look at this stuff. It's not me. But she came up with this special crystal like turkey for on a table or something. And she comes up and she said, what do you think of this? I thought, that's nice looking. It's really nice. She said, how about 200 times your money? So anyway, she's bought it and it's up in her cabinet upstairs. But anyway, the hunt is fun. So I had an issue. I've got this store and everything's all set up and I want to go to Florida. So I thought about it and I thought the best way to handle that is open a second store. And that's what we did. My main store is called Red Ticket. That's what it's called. And I came up with another store, and just a basic starter store, that's called Red Ticket Smalls. The whole idea behind Red Ticket Smalls was to buy small items, nothing big, that we could put in bins and take with us. So, I mean, you can stuff 30, 40 items in a little bin if they're not big items, and take the store to Florida with us. So that's what we did. And it worked out absolutely great. So we go down. While we're down there, I've got my scale with me. I've got my printer with me. And we go out and we'll hunt and look for the deals and the bargains when, and just enjoying the weather. And then we will pack and ship right out of our RV. And we have a blast doing it. So we have two stores. The big store goes on what's called vacation mode. You can enter vacation mode. And vacation mode is limited to, I don't remember exactly. They put a limit on it. I think it's 30 days. So what you have to do when you're going for multiple months like we do, I have to take it off of vacation mode and instantly put it back up. So while it's on vacation mode, you have a choice. You can put your items are still out there where people can see, but it will say in the description that the seller's away and it won't be back until whatever date, or you can hide the listings and people won't even see them. It's your choice, however. So the other thing that you can do, this works. Let me grab a drink. Talking too much, too quick. Sorry. Another thing that you can do is you can put your setting when you're on vacation mode to allow purchases to whatever date you say before you're back. So in other words, if I say my store comes off of vacation mode on the 30th, and I'm going to allow sales starting on the 15th, but you're not going to get them shipped to you until after I'm back, you can come home to a whole bunch of sales. They just pile up and people will understand. That's the thing. Two types of buyers. Some buyers want it now. And if you even hesitate a moment, it's an issue. There's other people that's been looking for a silver mag light and they can't find one, and they are a collector of mag lights. They've looked everywhere and they can't find it. You have one, they're going to buy it and they're going to wait till you get back. That's just a perfect example because people will wait for the right item. So anyway, just keep that in mind. If you leave, you can set your store on vacation mode. Just forget about it till you come back. You can have multiple stores, which we do. Take one with us. So I hope those we're coming up on an hour. Unbelievable. I mean, I can talk about this stuff all day long. So did that answer what you were thinking, Doug? Okay, so one of the things I'm taking this off of Buzz's retirement garage. Go check him out, guys. He's a good guy. We're both in Ohio, so hopefully we're going to meet up here before too long. He does giveaways and things, and people procrastinate about starting their side hustles all the time. And you'll see a lot of people talking about like a YouTube channel, just get started. And same thing, print on demand or eBay, just get going. So what I did, you guys know I have a laser. I made up for my desk here around to it. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to give away right now a round to it. And I used mine under my coffee cup. So Buzz, get ready if you're going to want a round to it for your Buzz's retirement garage. Try this out. So we're just going to go with a number. We don't have that many people in here. Let's just go from let's say 1 to 15, and whoever hits that number first, I'll send you around to it. Okay, we got it here. Big D, number 7. So if you will, the easiest way for me, I think, is just send me an email at info@repairsrule.com. So I can get your address, and I'll throw this in the mail and get it over to you. I appreciate everybody being here. We're coming up right on an hour. So if you have any questions, last minute questions, get them in there. And I'll be putting some more videos, detailed type of videos. And if you've got questions about other side hustles, though, this is just one of many that I do. And also keep in mind, guys, to support the channel. You guys that have YouTube channels know that, well, not everyone. If you have affiliates, I'm an affiliate with all kinds of things, you name it. And let me know what you're interested in, and I'll set you up with an affiliate link, and it just supports the channel. And you don't pay anything. Wherever you're buying it pays me. We're going to talk about affiliate marketing here soon too. So I'm going to let you in on a couple of things. I'm actually launching, you guys are the first ones to know this. I'm actually launching another channel. And I didn't know if I even wanted to say anything yet, but I'm going to launch another one. Has nothing to do with side hustles. Well, it sort of does. Take that back. Sort of does. I recommend anybody that's retirement age or nearing retirement, you need to have a YouTube channel. You really need to have a YouTube channel. It will help you in so many ways. Besides getting monetized on YouTube, where YouTube's paying you, is great, but there's a lot of different ways that you can make money by having a YouTube channel. I was making pretty good money on YouTube before I was monetized. So, and that's about affiliate marketing. We're going to do a whole video on that. So anyway, the new channel, I've already got it up, but nothing on it yet. It's called Creator Focused. It's all about creators, YouTube creators, and focusing on getting your channel up and tips on how to get it rolling, get it going. And I've learned a couple of things that really help. The subscriber count, everybody knows. Well, I take that back. If you don't know, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, you need, in order to get monetized by YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. It sounds like a huge amount, and either one of them can be, but there's tips, there's tricks on everything, guys. There's tips, and I can help with that to get you up and get you monetized. But the bigger thing that you need to understand is that you don't have to be monetized on YouTube in order for you to make money on it. There's other ways. So we'll discuss those things. So again, right on an hour. Thanks for being here. This is going to turn into a video. This is my second one. Hopefully I'll get better, and hopefully I won't talk so much that I have to keep stopping to take a drink. So I appreciate you guys. and I'll see you on the next video.